the glow from that fire can truly light the world.
Kennedy's idealistic
Okay. Okay, would you roll in,
All right, what's wanted? All right, give me some cover.
A need for more manpower upon America's deeper involvement in the Vietnam War in 1965 made President Johnson bring in conscription. Now young men, who were not considering military service, would consider whether they might get picked to fight in the Vietnam conflict across the globe. While 2/3 of Americans volunteered during the Vietnam War, the other third would be drafted. All males aged 18 to 26 were required to register for the draft. The names of American men of draft age were recorded by the Selective Service System. When called out by the local draft board, which was often composed of veterans, he would be evaluated on whether he would be drafted in the military or not. The local board's decisions were often seen as unfair. Most of the men chosen were from poor and working class backgrounds, people of color, and people from rural towns and farming communities. Draft boards would frequently defer middle-class men, who they would see as having valuable futures, and the upper classes were barely drafted at all. There were many ways in which draftees could be deferred or exempt from the draft. For example, men who were medically unfit, men who were married with children, or students at college. Men who had held college deferments were eligible for induction until age 35. But as few men between the ages of 26 and 35 were ever drafted. They could maintain a college deferment until their 26th birthday and avoid service altogether. Some draft resistors could be put in jail for refusing to fight in the war. They broke the law by escaping the draft, by refusing to turn up to the local board or fleeing to Canada. Those who were opposed to the draft became known as draft dodgers. When the war started, they were seen as cowards, but as the war dragged on and opposition to the draft grew, public attitude was more sympathetic. The draft process changed in late 1969 to make it fairer as a result of the public discontent. A draft lottery was created where 366 blue plastic capsules, each containing a birth date in the year, were dumped into a large glass container. The capsules were then drawn out, opened, and announced one by one, nervously watched on national television by young men born from 1944 to 1950. The first date announced was September 14th, so all registrants with that birthday were assigned lottery number 1. Men with lower numbers were called first and had to report to induction centers where they could be sent to the Vietnam War. The fourth and final lottery drawing was held on February 2nd, 1972, and those announced who would have been called to induction in 1973. However, President Nixon shifted to an all-volunteer force, ending the draft in the Vietnam War.
Subscribe for more Vietnam War history videos. Get Simple History, the Vietnam War, and Simple History, the Cold War today.
Thank you for all your support on the Simple History YouTube channel. If you enjoy the channel, please consider supporting us at Patreon.
Well, come on, all of you big strong men. Uncle Sam needs your help again. Got himself in a terrible jam way down yonder in Vietnam. Put down your books and pick up a gun. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a...
There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
All Vietnam vets remember the sound of the rotor blades of a Huey helicopter. They made a very distinct whoop, 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 whoop sound as it went through the air. Whoop, 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 whoop. Every morning, every evening, a chopper would fly in and bring in breakfast or bring in dinner. If you got people wounded and you have to have a medevac, that sound of that chopper blades is unforgettable. I can forget a lot of things in my life, but I'll never forget the feel, the sense, the smell, the look of LZ X-ray.
Mr. Melvin Isaacs.
Oh,
You're
okay.
behind the camera, but this is for you.
No, we gotta get that.
You are our second MVP for 2018. We appreciate your effort. ain't no money in it. But we appreciate this. You have been there for us. You are our driver, our picker-upper. He has been to him and Larry. Phenomenal, and we thank you. We couldn't have done it without you guys.
Thank you very much.
Well, I want to really thank the Fulton Art Fair for giving me this opportunity to help them, to help the community, and to working with a teamwork with everybody, with Larry, Charlotte Key, Gerald, Diane. I'm talking about everybody that's on the team, everybody that was pulling together, and Fulton Art Fair is growing. We moving. We are moving. So thank you very much. Tell our story through my art, through our art. But that's what I want to do. But mainly I'm here, I have from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn comes to Harlem, and I really appreciate Mr. Mills letting us come here to exhibit our art. And most of my art is in Black history, Black perspective. A lot of it's over this way, right here. I got the Biggie, African Vigil, and then Salute, and where we came from. And the other one that's over there took me a while, is in stippling with the dots. It's a man and woman. And it's showing me the powerful that we have, as far as being beautiful and Black and being rich in our culture. I'm one of the artists. My artwork is hanging up on the wall, and is Shirley Chisholm. So I'm affiliated with the Fulton Art Fair, and also I'm a producer of the Artistic Talent Show, which is aired in Brooklyn at the Brick Medium.
Okay, that's awesome. So just let us know your name. This way we're familiar with not just the look, but also we could take a walk and look through and see your piece.
Yes. My name is Melvin Isaac, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm a native of Brooklyn, and I've been drawing and painting and teaching kids basically about 30 years. So, this is what I do.
And what's your media?
My medium is oil.
Oil?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And is it?
Well, I know Shirley Chisholm, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, has Brooklyn roots. And she was the first Caribbean American woman to run for U.S. presidency. And she was definitely left a legacy in my hometown of Brooklyn. And I didn't learn much about her until much later in life, which I think it's time that we start learning about her and all of the important things that she did as a legislator, and for women and for people in general, and mostly for children, because I know she was a big advocate for children. So, and I'm looking at this work by Melvin Isaac, and it really speaks to who she is and who she was.
Doing before with a lot of young kids that's at risk, that's in the community, that need a mentor, need a father figure, need someone that would guide them, a positive person that would guide them in the right direction, and where they can use their talent to blossom into something that they never thought they would be able to be at. So I definitely want to get back into
picture of me. That's the picture that Mr. Isaac took, and this is the one that he sketched. Oh wow, I am so pretty. Well, you guys have to see this. Can you see it? This is so cool. This is beautiful. I love the eye. I love my eyes in this. I really, I love it. Can you see it? I'm not sure which camera to show it to. This is me. I'm sketching picture of myself.
Now, here's another thing I did too, because I'm promoting this art.
Wow.
For the viewers, where people want to buy it. How the world doing out there? My name is Melvin Isaac, and I'm an artist, a BCAP producer for Brooklyn Community Access Television. Now, there's a couple things I'm about to do. First, I'm getting ready to draw this very beautiful, pretty young Black person over here. And then I'm going to be talking about my queens that you want to see. And this is us. These are the sisters that you see out here in the world. So this is the Black Queen of Africa. I did this picture at least about, I'd say about 6-7 years ago. Now, I took my picture and put it in the outfit of a king. And the reason why I did that, because this is the way I see myself. And this is the way I want you to see yourself, as a king. Because this is what this is all about, of you being who you really are. So being a king and you seeing things a different way, that's the way I see myself. So all these colors is actually showing part of his warrior, that you're taking over, you're taking leadership position. And the other part is actually showing who you are. So if you see the African culture, you'll see the same type of colors, which is gold, green, and red. That's what it's showing, a king outfit. So think about what I'm just saying to you, the way I see this picture. And this is the way I'm telling my story.
Okay, so what do you think about this art that has been displayed by Melvin Isaac? Would you buy something like this?
Definitely, because it shows a piece of our history and it really accentuates us as a people.
Okay. Okay, and what about his theme, you know, with empowerment, feeling empowered, you know, we are somewhat gods of our own. What do you think of that theory?
I think it's a pretty strong point of view, and I would definitely hang this in my house to show, you know, my son that, you know, he is strong and he's powerful just through art.
Okay, so we have here Melvin Isaac. He is a local sketch drawer. So you guys are going to be on BCAT, Brooklyn Community Access Television. Can you just give me a point of view here? What do you think about his art? Does that stand out? Would you buy something like this?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind putting that in my dining room.
Okay.
Mainly, okay, so here's like I said, a collection of Eric Edwards that I just recently finished. And this is one of his artifacts that I painted. And this is the one of is the biology people from the Ivory Coast. And this tells you a lot of stuff about the triangle or slave market back in that day. And it's letting you know about what's going on. So there's a great story behind this particular item here. My name is Melvin Isaac. I am a Vietnam era veteran, and also I'm a professional artist. I've been drawing and teaching and painting art for over 20 years. So today I'm going to present to you an abstract that I already put on the canvas. And I put the abstract on by way of charcoal pencil. So it might take me about a week to finish this up, but it would look very, very good. And the reason why I do abstract, because abstract is a form of telling you the way I express myself, the way I feel. It's a story behind this abstract. There's a woman and there's a man, and the name of it that I would give you is African Ritual. And you can describe that any way that you feel once you see it, but the way I see it is a woman that's looking over her kids in the village, and a strong Mandingo man is looking over her, protecting her, while she's observing what's going on with her future. So it got a lot of stuff in it, but it tells a story. All abstract tells a story. So I want to start doing my drawing, and while I'm doing it, you will be seeing different steps that I'm going to be using, which I'm going to start off with my basic coloring chart. And these will be my primary colors. And for my primary colors, I would get my secondary and then you would see different variation of colors that will be on this canvas. So without ado, this is going to be part 1, part 2, part 3, and each time you see me do something different. So thank you for watching, and enjoy yourself as each time you see what I would do to express the way I would feel, see, and think. And also too, I just want to point out that by doing this, I'm helping out not only myself to feel relaxed, because that's what it does to you, but I'm also helping anyone else that's watching it feel more relaxed, and something that you can learn from this as well. So without further ado, again, here's my first part. Okay, I just want to point out to you that that I'm using a water mixture oil paint. And for me, it's more convenient because all I do is just use water as my water base. Now, I usually start off with the background because it's easy for me, you know, the background first, and then I gradually work myself up into the details. So I start out from the top on down. And what I want to do now is just start off with my browns. And I'm from Brooklyn Community Access Television, Brick House, and I have a show called The Artistic Talent. And I'm sort of like squeezing in onto your interviewer. What makes this art right here, this whole thing? What makes it art? Tough question, yeah.
No, not at all. I'm just thinking what answer fits best.
Oh, okay.
What makes it art is that what does Basquiat do? He takes from everywhere surrounding him. It might be a coin, it might be out of something out of the fridge, a Hitchcock movie, it might be a religious symbol, it might be the famous jazz musician Charlie Parker. It can be everything, low culture, high culture. Here you have the low high, by the way. And what he does is...
Hi, we're Infinite Angels, and you are watching the Artistic Talent Show.
My name is Melvin Isaac. I'm an artist and a BCAT producer.
Melvin Isaac, he is an extraordinary artist who loves to portray the human experience on canvas, papers, and on walls by expressing what he sees, feels, and thinks. His expertise is portrait drawing and life sketching, which is what we're about to do today. He also has received several awards and honors from Vietnam Memorial Art Gallery in New York. He also hosts a show on BCAT TV called The Artistic Talent, which airs every Thursday at 3 p.m. on Cablevision. Please welcome Mr. Isaac.
Okay, we're going to be talking about my art. Take a break and I'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. Before we took a break, we were looking at the sketch. Okay, but you do have a show on TV teaching people how to draw.
Yes, I do have a show, and my show is called The Artistic Talent Show.
Yeah.
And what I do is promote my art and show people the art. And I also teach art as well.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yes, yes. And most of the teaching is what I'm doing right here, is hands-on. I'm actually showing to you and showing you the steps and let you do it little by little, by little. And eventually you'll be able to do your own picture. So this is what this whole thing is about. But this is the cross-acting with the 2B after I use the 7B.
Okay.
And you do the same way, and then you bring it back out again.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the picture would look so fabulous.
I can't wait.
Oh, you will.
I'm sitting here like
well,
I'm flabbergasted by my own picture.
Now, what I also do, once I finish these pictures, because I'm promoting my art, as you know.
I always was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I'm promoting it, and the reason why I'm promoting it because of the organization I have, which is called the Artistic Talent Inc. And it's a triangle organization where it's two more people that's involved with talented people. One of them teaches how to write novels, a book.
Okay.
And the other person teaches how to express yourself through music.
Okay.
And I teach is art. So we formed this triangle organization for young people in the neighborhood to help them, because you know our young people is going through much.
And I was thinking about that. This is one way of releasing your stress.
Yes, it releases a lot of stress, tension, and anger, and they're going through a lot of that.
Yes.
And they also needs an outlet. This is a good outlet for a lot of them. So we formed this organization.
And where's this organization at?
Well,
where are you based on?
Yeah, and we raising money. That's why we're doing this art now, because we're raising money in order to get the organization, you know, in the right direction, because we need different things in order to help out the young people. So I'm doing my art, and people that would buy it will take the money and put it into the organization to build it, you know, for the young people.
And it's very important.
Yes,
it's very important that we share and give back to the community.
We have to give
Everybody's
back.
always talking about like how, you know, everyone is doing things for themselves. But we're not, without the understanding is if you support things that support you or support the community that you live in, eventually it'll
Yes, it
lead
will.
on to.
Yes, it will.
Yeah.
And it creates jobs for them too.
Yes.
Because young people, they have to figure out what they're going to do
With
next.
themselves, yeah.
Yeah. And it would create other stuff from being that it relieves a lot of tension, stress, and anger.
So they don't even get themselves in trouble.
But not only that, watch their grades in school.
Yes.
It helps them because it keeps them focused and it gives them something else. And now they can express themselves through art, through whatever, whether it's you dealing with math, you're dealing with algebra, you're dealing with history, philosophy, whatever it might be, and music, and anything else. But they can come through the window of art in order to do that.
Yeah.
And they become teachers. They educate other people.
Exactly.
So there we have it. So that's what we're doing now. But we still got to finish yours up.
Yes.
And then we got to have the viewers to see the complete picture of Angie. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Are we going to take a break before we do this, or are we just gonna,
let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
break.
Okay, we're going to take a short break before we show the picture, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Before we took a break, we were doing the sketching of the picture that Mr. Isaac was working on. Right now, he's going to show me what my picture looked like. And Mr. Isaac, I have my eyes closed. I'm ready.
Yes, indeed. Yes, sir.
Can I open my eyes?
Every time seeing her own picture. And what we're going to do is let her see her picture. Matter of fact, you should give it to her, right?
I don't know.
And let her
I'm
see
excited.
her own picture. So you can take a look at your own
Oh,
picture.
I can take a look at it.
Yeah, it's your picture.
All right.
And then you can show it to the viewers, you know. You can
Okay.
take the whole thing off. You don't need all of that.
I don't need that?
Nah, once you
All
take
right.
it off, you got it.
So this is the before picture of me. That's the picture that Mr. Isaac took, and this is the one that he sketched. Oh wow, I am so pretty. Well, you guys have to see this. Can you see it? Can you see it? This is so cool. This is beautiful. I love the eye. I love my eyes in this. I really, I love it. Can you see it? I'm not sure which camera to show it to. This is me, a sketching picture of myself.
Now, here's another thing I did too, because I'm promoting this art.
Wow.
For the viewers, where people want to buy it, and I put something extra into it.
Really?
Where when you get this picture
this
right
is mine,
there,
right?
that's yours.
I love
also, whoever's going to get this or buy their own, you get a card with the same picture in it. So you'll get this as well.
Oh my God.
You'll get this as well. You'll get a card.
So we could actually make postcard or invitation cards like this.
Yes, with a portrait drawing of yourself, and you can send it out.
That is so cool.
So now you have a regular portrait, and
right
you
here.
will have a card included into it.
That is so cool.
Now you can
we could
show
definitely,
the people the same
wow.
thing. So
Think
now
about
she
it. You
has
could
a
do your own
card.
invitation with your own picture.
Yes. Yeah. And
That
that's
is so
promoting
cool.
my art where other people can see it. And you can imagine family, friends, loved
like
ones, associates, anyone that can see that and they want a portrait done, well, you can come to me.
And what can they get in touch with? I'm so into my picture.
Well, y'all can get in touch with me at, I'll give you my website and my email address and my phone number. My website is www.artistictalentinc.info. Email is misaac718@yahoo.com. And my cell number is 646-784-3902.
And you were saying like this is how you support your non-for-profit organization.
Yes, this is how I support my non-profit organization for young people
Yeah.
to learn art like this, where they can have another way of expressing themselves. Hi, my name is Melvin Eisen. I'm the artist, and there will be different models as well. So with that, I thank you very much for just listening at your channel. Don't change that dial because you're going to learn something, and also you're going to see some very pretty models, and you're going to learn some history of art, and actually something to do where you're not doing anything. Draw your own self. So I'm going to show you all of that. And the last thing I did the last time I was on is show people the 4 bases shape. So I'm going to get back into that as well. So bye, until the next time. Well, Rembrandt, Pablo Picasso, Michelangelo, Norman Rockwell, and Daniel Green have become my inspiration in drawing portraits. Let me demonstrate to you the 4 bases shape in order to complete a full human figure. 4 bases shape, you have a circle, a coin, a square, and a cylinder. A circle is a round object, a coin is a triangle, a square has 4 equal sides, and a cylinder is a round figure with 2 flat ends that are parallel circles. Now before we start, let me show you how this all works out in terms of a human figure. Now remember, we said a circle is a round object, and then we're going to have our neck where we will put a cylinder, and then we would have our shoulders, and from there we would have our coin, which is upside down, and we have our square. Now we would put our arms, which that would be in the cylinder as well. And here we would have our hands, and we'll put our next arm, and we have our hands, and then our legs, which are our cylinder again. And then we'll have our feet. And there we go. So now you can see a human object with the 4 basis shapes. And that would be our first lesson. And then we'll get back to the models to show you how I'm drawing them. So The next section will be, we'll get more into our four basis shape, and we also will get into our perspective, how things are meet up together, where the sky and the sea meets. And I will show you that as well, that fits into a human figure and how to draw a person. So I'll get right back to you, and let's get back to our models that we are drawing, and we'll see you the next time to learn more of our four basis shape. Bye.
We're here to talk about, though, how you got started as an artist.
Okay, actually I'm a born artist, and I started when I was so young, you know, to the age of probably age of 1 or something. But I like doing art because it tells a story. I'm talking about what I see, feel, and think around my environment. And I concentrate on certain other old masters like Da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, Willie Green. And what they did, they kind of strode me into the right direction, because most of them is portrait artists. And I love doing portraits, you know, about people. And it tells a certain story when I see it in a person's eye, the way they look.
Well, let me ask you this, because I'm looking at your artwork here, and maybe we could start with this first piece. This first piece.
Yeah, the first piece?
That's right there. Yeah. So the question that I wanted to ask is, you know, I noticed that not all of your pieces are derived from an actual individual. It looks like maybe these pieces are formulated through your perception of something that you see, you know, in your mind. So I'm just curious about how you came about with this.
This particular one, it shows innocent. And the reason why I started to draw this one is because I thought of a child, because all of us have that little child inside of us. And we are so like real innocent people, calm, humble, and we don't have any worries. So when I looked at that, I was looking at all the things that I see around, that when people get angry and they get mad, all they have to do is just think about being a child again, and then they will feel much better.
You know what I find most interesting about this is the innocence that you have been able to capture in the eyes, and I'm just wondering if when you are speaking to people or creating, are you capturing, do you plan to capture the thought within the eyes and what they are, you know, showing you through their eyes?
Basically, when I'm drawing a person.
I'm very curious about this because it looks almost...
It was 7 years ago. And what this picture is, at that time, I took my picture, my face, and I put it in the king's outfit.
I thought there was some familiarity about this.
And the reason why I did that, because of my African ancestry, my heritage, I looked at myself as being a king. And I look at all people as black descendant, as being a king and a queen. So when I seen this, it was automatic. I looked at myself, I said, well, that's where I really be at.
So this in essence is a self-portrait.
Well, yes it is. Yes it is. And now, not only that, is if you notice how all the colors come together with the red and green, then you got the black, and also the frame is gold. This is king quality. It's actually telling people that I'm a ruler, and whatever I do, I rule in terms of people and, you know, just to understand that situation.
I think this piece is incredible.
With Corey, we're standing here in Fulton Mall. Corey, can you tell us where you're from?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay, are you familiar with freestyle art?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we have here Melvin Isaac. He's a freestyle artist, and he's gonna do this lovely lady right over here. Would you buy something like this?
I would like to see it first, see what he can do.
Okay, would you want to spectate it?
Okay.
Do you have a few minutes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Nikki Townsend, and you're watching the Artistics Talent Show with Melvin Isaac on BCAP. Today we're looking at some wonderful pieces of art that are all done by Mr. Melvin Isaac himself. Right here, we have a wonderful piece. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's got 3 dancers, and they look so graceful. It's done in black and white pencil. Mr. Isaac has brought just such a gracefulness out of these dancers. You see the woman lean back, and it just looks so wonderful. It could go in any room of your home. Then we come down to the piece beneath it, which is also one of my favorite pieces. I love the colors and I love the texture. This piece brings back a history that I like to think about sometimes, especially looking into her eyes and seeing the colors behind it. I see me back in Africa in a tribe, and I see her looking down at maybe her own newborn child and wondering what his future will be like, wondering what her future will be like. And I see her strong Mandingo warrior beside her, just there to protect her, there to stand beside her. So this piece actually brings out so much emotion in me, but you may look at it and see something different. But that's the wonderful thing about art. We can all look at a piece of art and it can pull out different emotions from within us, from our past, or it can take us to a new future. Each person can look at this and see something different. Over here, I'd like to take you over to the praying hands. This is more of a traditional piece. When you see the praying hands, you see Jesus, you see comfort, you see the Lamb of God, you see so many different things when you look at that piece. It's just something that comforts a lot of people. I love to look at it because you don't know whether those hands are black or white. You don't know whether those hands, what race they are, what history. All you see is the comfort of your Father, the comfort of the Father looking down on you, and it just brings out a warmth within you. Up here is some of our black leaders, historically African American leaders that have taken us through the years of civil rights and through everything. We've got Dr. Martin Luther King, we've got Frederick Douglass, we've got Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. This piece is just amazing because it takes you through your history in America as blacks and what we've gone through to get to where we are today. If you look and see, Melvin Isaac's art is all a variety of different pieces that can take you through your history to where you could be in the future. I love this. It's the communication drum. That's the name of this piece. It's a wonderful piece because you see different faces. You see a lion in the background. You see just all types of forms of what African Americans are. Over here, you'll see Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You'll see a piece of Mr. Isaac himself. Like I said, if you're looking for great art, if you're looking for pieces to purchase, contact Melvin Isaac. You'll see the information come across the screen. Thank you for watching. Please join us again next time.
This is the Artistic Talent Show. My name is Melvin Eisen. As you see, I have a model with me that's posing for her first drawing. And this is just a basic practice session at this moment. We're going to have series of shows. And what I'm going to do right now is start off to let y'all see what I'm doing because most of them is just going to be drawings and it's going to be portrait. And this one's going to be a portrait of this lovely, beautiful lady right here by the name of Eva. And the way I do it, there's a various way of drawing. But the way I draw, I start off with the Strathmore 300 series, a Bristol board, because it's very easy and smooth for me to draw a person on there. Now, the first thing I usually do is I sit the person down the way they are right now, and then I take a snap picture of them of a 35mm camera, and which I'm going to do right now. And while I'm doing that, she's going to be sitting and posing. Can I have the camera, please? And after I finish taking the picture of her, like I said, these are a series of steps. The next step would be I would download the picture that I just be taking of her, and it would be downloaded with a USB cable into my computer. And once it comes out, just hold this for a minute, you have a 8x10 photo shot, which is, it'll be something like this, okay? So these are the things that you would, these are just samples of what it would look like in the shot that I'm doing. And hers would be the same way, and these pictures of my family, so that way you can see how it would come out. And here's another one. And the last one, well, there's one of me, as you can see. And then we also, I can show you something I did it with this person right here. And from there, as you can see, I did hers in, if you can see it in color, it's kind of hard to see because of the camera. But this is the way we're going to start this off. And my model, she have to run because she's pressed for time, and I don't want to keep her hair too long. But the next week, when we continue drawing, you would see how I would start off drawing her. And the way it would be is once I get back the 8x10 photo of her, that the picture I just took in with this 35mm camera, now I would put it on what they call is a light box. I would bring that in too. And with that light box, all I'm doing is transform that photo shot to the actual Strathmore drawing paper, where you would start seeing here use different techniques to draw her out. I won't explain it now because it's technical. I mean, that's the term we use in art. You know, there's a lot of perspective, a lot of stuff that I'm going to be doing. And I'll be talking in art terms too, as well as giving you the history of art, of how I got my understanding of art and why I'm drawing now. So when it comes out, it will be a perfect, you won't see anything different. It'll be exactly what you see right now. So that'll be her. And so I have this board right here. And like I said, we press for time. But we're going to do this as we run our show the next. How the world doing out there? My name is Melvin Isaac, and I'm an artist, a BCAP producer for Brooklyn Community Access Television. Now, there's a couple things I'm about to do. First, I'm getting ready to draw this very beautiful, pretty young black person over here. And then I'm going to be talking about my art, because I'm seeing art. I'm telling you about art the way I see it through my eyesight. Now, how I get this particular information is because I follow the old masters. You're going to be seeing some of the pictures that she's holding up right now before I start to draw her. But some of the old masters is like Leon da Vinci, Pablo Picasso. You heard this famous
Norman Rockwell. One of my favorite folks, and he's really, really extraordinary talent. There are lots of people here.
Art that has been displayed by Melvin Isaac. Would you buy something like this?
Definitely, because it shows a piece of our history and it really accentuates us as a people.
Okay. Okay, and what about his theme, you know, with empowerment, feeling empowered, you know, we are somewhat gods of our own. What do you think of that theory?
I think it's a pretty strong point of view, and I would definitely hang this in my house and show, you know, my son that, you know, he is strong and he's powerful just through art.
Hi, I'm Nikki Townsend, and you're watching the Artistics Talent Show with Melvin Isaac on BCAP. Today we're looking at some wonderful pieces of art that are all done by Mr. Melvin Isaac himself. Right here we have a wonderful piece. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's got 3 dancers and they look so graceful. It's done in black and white pencil. Mr. Isaac has brought just such a gracefulness out of these dancers. You see the woman lean back, and it just looks so wonderful. It could go in any room of your home. Then we come down to the piece beneath it, which is also one of my favorite pieces. I like to think about sometimes, especially looking into her eyes and seeing the colors behind it. I see me back in Africa in a tribe, and I see her looking down at maybe her own newborn child and wondering what his future will be like, wondering what her future will be like. And I see her strong Mandingo warrior beside her, just there to protect her, there to stand beside her. So this piece actually brings out so much emotion in me, but you may look at it and see something different. But that's the wonderful thing about art. We can all look at a piece of art and it can pull out different emotions from within us, from our past, or it can take us to a new future. Each person can look at this and see something different. Over here, I'd like to take you over to the praying hands. This is more of a traditional piece. When you see the praying hands, you see Jesus, you see comfort, you see the Lamb of God. You see so many different things when you look at that piece. It's just something that comforts a lot of people. I love to look at it because you don't know whether those hands are black or white. You don't know whether those hands, what race they are, what history. All you see is the comfort of your Father, the comfort of the Father looking down on you, and it just brings out a warmth within you. Up here is some of our black leaders, historically African American leaders that have taken us through the years of civil rights and through everything. We've got Dr. Martin Luther King, we've got Frederick Douglass, we've got Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. This piece is just amazing because it takes you through your history in America as blacks and what we've gone through to get to where we are today. If you look and see, Melvin Isaac's art is all a variety of different pieces that can take you through your history to where you could be in the future. I love this. It's the communication drum. That's the name of this piece. It's a wonderful piece because you see different faces. You see a lion in the background. You see just all types of forms of what African Americans are. Over here, you'll see Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You'll see a piece of Mr. Isaac himself. Like I said, if you're looking for great art, if you're looking for pieces to purchase, contact Melvin Isaac. You'll see the information come across the screen. Thank you for watching. Please join us again next time.
Now, these are American black queens that you want to see. And this is us. These are the sisters that you see out here. Right here, this is a drawing. And what this is African drums. And to go back into perspective, into our history, this is what we knew. Because we told our stories. We actually gave signals, and we tell you if anybody else is coming into the neighborhood, and we actually play our music. All of this is through our drums. So actually, I did this picture at least about 6-7 years ago. Now, I took my picture and put it in the outfit of a king. And the reason why I did that, because this is the way I see myself. And this is the way I want you to see yourself, as a king.
Linda, how are you today?
I'm okay. Great.
Okay, is this the first time you've ever done this before?
Yeah, it's so spontaneous, yeah.
So spontaneous. And are you familiar with black art? Like, who are your favorite artists? Do you have any?
Basically the well-known ones. Yeah, the Picassos, yeah, Monet.
Gotcha. Okay, so what do you think about this art that has been displayed by Melvin Isaac? Would you buy something like this?
Definitely, because it shows a piece of our history and it really accentuates us as a people.
Okay. Okay, and what about his theme, with empowerment, feeling empowered, we are somewhat gods of our own. What do you think of that theory?
I think it's a pretty strong point of view, And I would definitely hang this in my house to show, you know, my son that, you know, he is strong and he's powerful just through art.
Okay, great. Thank you for being so patient. Thank you. Okay.
Real hot now. Gotta change my fam up and get cash quick fast like the flash of a camera.
Woo!
See, I ain't gonna give y'all too much right now.
It's a good program. You know, when we do
Art
all the
sessions, got candy, soda, artists teach how to draw. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so what do you like about the program?
It's a good program. You know, it's good for me because, you know, my mom passed away and my pops just now had a stroke in the hospital, so it's mainly me around. And I got brothers, but usually they hang out with their friends and stuff, so it's mainly me. That's why I like to go around and stuff, hang out with some friends. And you know, you my best friend.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so, I mean, like, how do you feel, you know, knowing that all this stuff happens to you?
Actually, it's kind of crazy for me because it's like, I can't like, actually I don't know what to say, but yeah, it's kind of sad and it kind of makes me mad at the same time, but it's like I can't do nothing about it, so it's not really anything I can do. Yeah, so this program is really good for me because I get to express myself through art and dancing, and it's really good for kids like my age and probably a little bit older because we actually get to express ourselves, and it's fun, so our kids can have fun and people out there, y'all should sponsor it.
Hello, I'm Robert Banks and I'm working on my art portrait. Brother Isaac helped me on it with the art program we got here. And hopefully it's a new talent I can learn. And I'm trying to, I'm getting good at it. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm getting good at it. So hopefully when I go to college, I can learn how to, draw and stuff. So
the youth have been very inspired. And now some of them have become graduates of high school and they're going to college, because when they start listening or reading what you have said in that positive way of having them continue on, because a lot of them was a little bit, you know, undoubtful about what they could do or what other people said, but you know, I gave them a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation, but your thoughts, your comments have really put a smile on their face, and all they want to say now is thank you.
Well, you can come over. Yes. You can.
This is my grandma.
Okay, you can sit right here.
Yes, and I would like to say to the community, get your children together. Put God in their life, first of all, and then everything will come right in a row. Let's stop these killings and these shootings. Let's come together, our black people, in the name of Jesus.
Can I say something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
And everyone y'all trying to be thugs, thinking we trying to be thugs and having guns. If somebody asks you to pop a gun for somebody for $100, would you do it? Would you do it? I wouldn't. I would not.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't like to have that on my kids. I couldn't live with it. I can't live with it. Like when I lost my cousin, it was terrible. I couldn't sleep. When I lost a couple people. I lost my grandfather. I couldn't sleep. I lost a guy that I knew real good. Couldn't sleep. But this how it is. People wanna be who they are now, but it's gonna come right back to you. Cause if you do crime, you're gonna have to do the time.
It is.
The block's real hot now. Gotta change my fam up and get cash quick fast like the flash of a camera.
Woo!
See, I ain't gonna give y'all too much right now.
It's a good program. You know, when we do
art
all the
sessions, got candy, soda, artists teach how to draw. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, so what do you like about the program?
It's a good program.
You know, it's good for me because, you know, my mom passed away and my pops just now had a stroke in the hospital, so it's mainly me around. And I got brothers, but usually they hang out with their friends and stuff, so it's mainly me. That's why I like to go around and stuff, hang out with some friends. And you know, you my best friend.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so, I mean, like, how do you feel, you know, knowing that all this stuff happened to you?
Actually, it's kind of crazy for me because it's like, I can't like, actually I don't know what to say, but
Hurtful.
Yeah, it's kind of sad and it kind of makes me mad at the same time, but it's like I can't do nothing about it, so it's not really anything I can do. Yeah, so this program is really good for me because I get to express myself through art and dancing, and it's really good for kids like my age and probably a little bit older because we actually get to express ourselves, and it's fun, so our kids can have fun in that, and people out there, y'all should sponsor it.
Hello, I'm Robert Banks and I'm working on my art portrait. Brother Isaac helped me on it with the art program we got here. And hopefully it's the new talent I can learn. And I'm trying to, I'm getting good at it. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm getting good at it. So hopefully when I go to college, I can learn how to, draw and stuff, so.
The youth have been very inspired. And now some of them have become graduates of high school and they're going to college, because when they start listening or reading what you have said in that positive way of having them continue on, because a lot of them was a little bit, undoubtful about what they could do or what other people say, but I gave them a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation, but your thoughts, your comments have really put a smile on their face, and all they want to say now is thank you.
We only got 5 minutes, so maybe the next time we can be a little quicker.
And all of this is coming around here. And I'm looking at, I'm pointing, see I got my finger pointing to make sure that whatever I'm doing is the same. And even if it's off a little bit, but it's close. See, everything's close. There you go. So now we're going to start after, because we want to work with Michael in a second. And I have to show Tamika how to use the camera. Okay. See, it look this already. It look just like we ain't even get the inside yet, but you see how it's just forming. Yeah, so okay. Because what happened, we got to erase that line too. Because once you erase the bottom, that line right here was like it's coming off very good, very good. Okay, the line is already.
He took a picture of me so I could draw myself.
Right.
But I did a good job at it, but
I think it's a good job. Well, y'all want to see it anyway, so I don't know what she's talking about. So anybody can do that. I can teach the world. I can teach you that's listening to me how to do exactly what I do. It's just a matter.
You're like all over the place. You have a lot of children under your care.
Yes.
Which you mentor.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a mentor.
Yeah, it's a shame that a lot of us that have been brought up in the neighborhood that have been plagued with violence, which is crime, gangs, prostitution, a lot of drugs, and a lot of killing. And unfortunately, I've been brought up in that neighborhood. I have been raised and born in Brownsville. This is where we at right now. And I've been born at 289 Blake Avenue, which is right in back of me right here on the 6th floor. My last name is Isaac. I'm just coming back because I formed a new organization called Artistic Talent to give back to the community. And this program can help turn other youth lives around in something positive. So it's something that I'm doing to give back and have the community see there is somebody that can reach back to you and give you something real positive, because I've never had a mentor or big brother to tell me something good. It was always something bad that I learned from. So this is what I'm doing now. And I have another young person right here that I just met, because they didn't know who I was and I knew who they was, but I just met him. And I guess he's gonna say a few words, because he's gonna be on BCAP too with me every Thursday, which is at 3 o'clock. So my name is Melvin Isaac, and I am the producer of BCAP, which is Brooklyn Community Access Television. And I also have my website, which is www.artistictalentinc.info. So let me hear from this young person right here, and I guess he's gonna tell us who he is, his name, and how old he is, and maybe you want to express what's going on with here and how he would like something positive to be introduced into his life. So go ahead, you can, tell us your name.
How you doing? My name is Joaquin Smalls. I was born in Brookdale Hospital, and I'm being raised in Baby Projects and Brownsville Projects, 300 Sutter Avenue and 281 Dumont. Both my grandparents live out here. And I'm just trying to say that Brownsville is no joke. Like, my cousin, he died at 16. His name was Shaquel May. That's one of my friends. He just died. He's 12 years old. And Brownsville is not a good thing, but you gotta stay strong. If you can afford, this is the only place you can afford to live. You gotta live. But this ain't what it should be. But back in the day, it wasn't like this. This is what I hear from my parents, or from the people that I idolize. But people in where I live at, they call me Joaquin, or they call me Y Money, because that's like my street name. Like, my friends call me, and I would like to. My dream is to become a basketball player, and I like to hang out in Brownsville because I got my friends. All people don't do bad, but it's just that when people do things and something happens, like everybody say, bullet doesn't have names.
Yeah, you got about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I gotta stop doing this, because you taking people's lives, taking parents' lives, and all, taking children's
I hope
lives.
y'all hear that out there, viewers, what this young man said. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. You see how his perception is, how understanding he is with his own community. And this is what I'm talking about. That's why I came back, because I want y'all to hear these stories. I want you to hear situations like this. Well, you can understand how I feel about it, because I've been through all of this. But now there is, like I said, there is a program that I had already formed. And this program already started, and it's called Artistic Talent. And I want to try to get as many youth into this program as possible, because it's something very positive. What I do art. I'm an artist. I do drawing, painting, and all that kind of stuff. There is other people that's in the program that's willing to help. And what they do music. One of the guys, he plays an instrument. He could teach you how to play this instrument, how to blow this a horn or a saxophone or whatever he might do. Is another one, he's a writer, and he could teach them how to write and to do their own scripts. So you have all these people here willing to help out young people like this. Do you have anything to say? I believe I'm talking to.
Yes.
Well, you can come over. Yes. You can.
This is my
grandma.
Okay, you can sit right here.
Yes, and I would like to say to the community, get your children together. Put God in their life, first of all, and then everything will come right in a row. Let's stop these killings and these shootings. Let's come together, our black people, in the name of Jesus.
Can I say something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
And everyone, y'all trying to be thugs, thinking we trying to be thugs and having guns. If somebody asks you to pop a gun for somebody for $100, would you do it? Would you do it? I wouldn't. I would not.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't like to have that on my case. I couldn't live with it. I can't live with it. Like when I lost my cousin, it was terrible. I couldn't sleep. When I lost a couple people. I lost my grandfather. I couldn't sleep. a guy that I knew real good. He couldn't sleep, but this how it is. People want to be who they are now, but it's going to come right back to you. Because if you do crime, you're going to have to do the time.
It is. Y'all heard that.